all the intense drug dealing and stuff like that. Even after having 30 years, I still had bullshit with me. So I kept up with the drug trade. Now, being in federal prison and befriending a lot of Spanish people, and understanding their culture, understanding how they deal drugs, how they move drugs, it got so intense, y'all, that I literally would be in conversations with different Spanish people from all over the world about how the drugs get to the United States. And I kept up with this for years and years and years because I read a book. I read the BMF story, and Big Meech would always say there would never be another group of guys to this magnitude that done what we done. Even though I was doing all right for myself before I went to federal prison as a young guy, um, having access to hundreds of thousands of dollars and all of that. But reading that book, that stuck with me, saying that would nobody ever in the span of his lifetime ever would do what he done, as far as having a group of guys being on one accord, hustling, getting money, and all of that. So that stuck with me like crazy as hell. I could put a team together just like that. But before I put that team together, I would have to have access to the supply that I needed, because I always felt like a people person. But back to getting to the story, y'all. Being friends with this Colombian, real close. We used to eat together. Me and his comrades, his homeboys, we ate together. We played soccer. We when we was close, us group, we was close. So with us being close, and me being the person that I am, I was thankful to have a group of guys like this. Now, Angulo was the shot caller of the Colombians in Beaumont Median. He was the shot caller. He had a life sentence, got a life sentence out of Oklahoma. So in our talks and keeping up with the drug trade, with with hopes of being released early to get back to what we knew best. And I learned a lot from them. I learned a lot about their culture, how they do things, and everything, all of that. So, with that being said, I want to get into this story. Real life story. Real life story. One day, Angulo come to me, and he said, I might have some work for us to do. And I was asking him, what's up? What's the work you got for us to do? He had told me, he said, one of my homeboys just got hurt, and this motherfucker loaded with money. He's loaded. Loaded with money. And I was like, got a lot of money, huh? Drug dealer, huh? But come to unbeknown that this motherfucker was Montoya, was one of the Montoya brothers out of Colombia, Bogota, you know. So as he go on to tell me how I would be receiving $1,000 to $1,500 a month just to walk around on the compound with him like security, I didn't understand it. I'm like, I'm gonna fuck with him for real. You know what I mean? But I didn't understand the level of politics that went along with being in federal prison and having a lot of money. When you having a lot of money in federal prison, a lot of things come with that. And being high profile. So he go on to tell me that this was one of the Montoya brothers and that he's a billionaire, him and his brother them are billionaires. And I was like, damn, yeah. So I seen him. He introduced me to him. He was a pale white, he looked white, but he was a pale Colombian. He pale, looked white. Got a little, like a little chicken wing arm a little bit, stubby, fat dude. And excuse me for the t-shirt, it's just one of my dirty, not dirty, but just one of my little raggedy t-shirts. But anyway, he introduced me to him. He told me he was loaded. I didn't know the significance of how powerful this man was. To one of my homeboys out of, where was he from? Some part of Texas. Brandon out of Texas. And he was always the newspaper type of dude, always reading the newspaper, always watching CNN, stuff like that. So after a week or two of walking around with Angulo and his crew, having dinner, eating, going to lunch, sitting down at the Colombians table with them, because it's geographic in the federal system. Every group eat with their own group. But me being in cahoots with these guys, these Colombians, I was able to sit at their table and sit down and eat with them and listen to them talk Spanish. And my Spanish started picking up, but they spoke so fast, and I would only be able to pick up bits and pieces of the Spanish that they was talking about. So one time we was at the table, and one of my partners was interpreting what they was talking about to me. So Brandon came to me one day and said, Weasel, St. Louis. Man, do you know who the fuck dude is? I'm like, nah. Like, this motherfucker, they just had him, did a segment on CNN News about him and his brother being in federal prison. And he worth billions. It's on CNN. I'm like, yeah. That's why Angulo said I would be getting $1,500 a month if I would walk around with him like, like I'm tied with them. Because having a black dude such as myself walking with you, dudes know that he with him, he must be good, so it was just like a safety net for me to walk around with him and them as well, even though Angulo wasn't no pushover. But he understood the different dynamics of what they would have to face because of this Montoya dude being on the compound and being from Colombia. I didn't know what was going on, y'all. So we would sit at the dinner table, lunch table, and he would be telling them about how he had 30, 40, 50 armed guards when he was hiding in the jungles of Colombia, running from the federal government. So they go hide in the jungles, hiding from the federal government. And they would hide him, and they was armed. So, they was ready to go to war for anybody that tried to apprehend him and lock him up. So they would go hide in the jungles. And one of my other partners would be interpreting this as they would be talking. And I'm like, damn. Oh, yeah. So after a week or so, they sent me $400 to go to the store. And like $200 was mine. I gave the other $200 worth of groceries to Angulo. And I was like, damn, okay. So every day we would be walking in cahoots together. This situation, right, got intense, y'all. It really did get intense because they had now it's about 8 to 10, 15, 12, 15 Colombian dudes that always stayed in their little group. One of their little homeboys was Selly. One of their Colombian homeboys was Selly with a Serrano. The Colombian guy, was pillow talking with the Serrano that was his Selly. And the Serranos was down in Beaumont. It was just a handful of them. And they always worked together, so they would always need some type of hustle for being on foreign land, not being with the multitude of their group. So with them being in Texas and they Serranos, they need some type of hustle for this compound so that they can feed their brotherhood. And that's how they thought. That's how the Mexicans think. When they on foreign land and it's on a select few, they need a hustle to feed themselves. So one night, I guess the Colombian and the Mexican talking. The Colombian tell the Mexican that this high-profile drug dealer is in a circle. And so with that being said, the Serrano go back to his group and say this high-profile Serrano is in the Colombian car. So the Serrano dude go back to his group and tell them who was here. So when he find out that this Montoya dude was here on the compound, they got in cahoots saying, okay, we need some money every month for security. They gonna buffalo they weigh in to say we gonna be security for him because we need a certain amount of money every month because we on foreign land and we need this money to feed us. We from California. We ain't got no hustles here. We need some type of hustle. So when the Colombian dude tell him who was there, the Colombian dude get pushed up on, telling him that they need $7,000 a month for security. And Gulo come back to me and say, man, some crazy shit going on, this, that, and the third. Man, we had to run one of our homeboys up top for indulging in this conversation with the Serrano. When he indulged with the conversation with the Serrano, he go back. Now the Colombian getting pressed. So when Angulo come tell me, like, man, the Serranos pulled up on my homeboy talking about they need $7,000 a month for security. I'm telling Angulo, man, you crazy as hell, man. Man, you crazy. Fuck them. Man, you crazy. We going to war. Angulo like, hold up. No. Man, we got to figure it out because I don't want to go to war with these motherfuckers because everybody going to the hole, everybody getting separated, everybody going to go this way and that way and this way. And this motherfucker got enough money to pay the $7,000 a month. And I'm like, damn. Oh, yeah. Okay. I say, okay. But I'm mad as hell because I'm loyal to Angulo. And whatever Angulo say, I'm going along with it because this is my brother. So the Colombian agreed to pay the $7,000 a month to the Serranos in Beaumont, Texas, y'all. I could not believe it. I did not believe that this motherfucker would pay $7,000 to the Serranos every fucking month as long as he was there. And Gulo explained to me, he said, check this out. Any jail he go to, he gonna have to pay. Any jail he go to, he gonna have to pay. And I'm like, damn, he gotta pay? Any jail? He's like, yeah. His brother down in the Miami jail, and he have to pay. Now these motherfuckers involved in murders, kidnappings, whatever, drug dealing, everything under the sun. Now when they get in federal prison, they have to pay the politics of federal prison. And I didn't know this. So after a month or two, I seen something going on because one of my homeboys had came to me because he would always see me with these group of Colombians. All my partners that was in Beaumont, Mexicans, white boys, every nationality, they always see me with the Mexicans or the Colombians, all the foreigners. I was always, every jail, because like I said, year in and year out, I kept up with the trade and how things was getting shipped, how things got moved, all the way down to it got to where it needed to get to. So after a month or so hanging out with these dudes, it'd be a Saturday, or not even a Saturday, be like a day in the middle of the week, right? I will see the Colombian got his visiting outfit on, and he be going towards the visiting room on a Monday or Tuesday. And I would ask Angulo, like, yeah, I seen old boy going up towards the visiting room, standing at the door. Ain't even no visit. Angulo used to tell me, yeah, he got a lawyer visit. He got a lawyer visit. This motherfucker got 2-3 lawyers coming up on the day they don't even have visit, sitting in the visiting room. And I'm like, damn, how they do that? All the time. I don't know what was going on in this fucking visiting room with 3 or 4 different lawyers on the day that they don't even have visit. So now that the Colombians started paying this money to the Serranos, think it hit the administration. They locked the Colombian up and never seen him no more. But like I said, y'all, I tell these federal prison stories because I witnessed these stories, and the elevation of the game got so intense to a level that even guys of my peers looked at me with high regard, just knowing that he gonna be on when he get out. He gonna be on when he get out. Yeah, I could have, but that was the mindset. I didn't get out enough time to have that same mindset. I couldn't hold on to that mindset that long. But like I said, I walked the compound with one of the Montoya brothers for months and months, listening to jungle stories, how much power and money that this motherfucking pale Colombian had. Humble, peaceful. We couldn't even believe that this was the notorious kingpin drug lord that, and y'all can look it up. Google him, the Montoya brothers. Google him. I ain't have to Google him and know that he was worth this much money. But the thing was, I didn't know the politics behind the federal system, that this motherfucker would have to pay different groups just to walk the compound. Just to walk the compound. because they not fighting, they not doing nothing. They got a hierarchy in this drug game that get them power, to order your motherfucking head off or your family, whatever. But they had that mindset. But for physically defending themselves and all of that, no, they just rather pay the money. I couldn't believe it. This was just another level of understanding that I got being in federal prison for 20 years. And that's a little short story, man, that I gave y'all that I had thought about that I wanted to tell y'all about. You know, this OG Weasel Urban Conversion, man. And if y'all want to hear some more stories like this, man, hit the comments, man. Ask me who and how I got through the federal prison system. People that I met, high-profile people that you walk past every day. This OG Weasel Urban Conversion, man. And I just wanted to tap into y'all and let y'all know about the little story and the people that I came across in the federal prison system. OG Weasel Urban Conversion, man. Just tapped in for a few minutes, man. I love y'all. Those that's rocking with me, man, I appreciate y'all. Things gonna get better and better and better. Any conversation y'all want to hear about, man, anybody from any state y'all want to hear about, I have a story about it. So hit the comments below, hit the like and subscribe button, and if you're just now tuning in, I'm telling federal prison stories, not for no glorification. I'm not looking for glorification at all. Happy Sunday to you all, man, and thank y'all for tuning in. I'm out.